The feedback that you get from friends and family is almost worthless. I mean, it just really is.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hurt your feelings. Nobody wants to give you any real feedback. And even people in the industry, for the most part, don't give. I give brutal, honest feedback, but most people will not. And that doesn't help you. So you need to kind of get consumer based testing. You know, you need to get the product in front of people, the concept, get people tasting it. People that they don't care if they hear your feeling because they don't know you. So that's who you want to hear from.
Yeah.
I personally just always want to give brutal feedback because the thing you'll never get back in life is time. And if somebody wastes 3 to 5 years of their life on something that probably isn't going to go anywhere, I want them to know
Yeah.
what's ahead. And a great example of that, it was a sad story that became really happy. But I was at Expo East maybe 3 or 4 years ago, and a good friend of mine, Eric Schnell from Beyond Brands, introduced me to this young founder, and they had a new product. And this was before there were a lot of these drinks with adaptogens in them. And they wanted to create this adaptogen based drink that was a refresher and hydration, but also had these other added benefits for calm, etc. And
Hmm.
I said, yeah, but that sounds like a great idea. And then they told me the name and we tried the beverage and the beverage just tasted terrible. And the name was weird. I wish I could remember what it was, but they had merged two words together that don't normally go together. And they were doing it because it was something about, changing your mood and whatnot. I was like, you just spent 5 minutes explaining what the name is to me. So then nobody reading this on the shelf is going to understand that. It's just never going to happen. And so I just gave him brutal feedback. I said, look, the product doesn't taste very good. The idea is great and the name's terrible. And I felt bad. This kid was like 25 and he was a college athlete. He and his brother were doing this and I could see him like almost welling up right there in front of me. And I'm like, oh, shit, this is terrible. It's not like I want to be mean to people. That felt terrible.
Yeah.
But I knew that if he went down this road, he had maybe a 5% chance of winning with the way it was formulated, maybe less.
Yeah.
And so the funny thing about that story is a year later, I'm at Expo West and some guy comes running up to me, didn't recognize his face at first. And he goes, dude, you won't believe this. We changed the name. We changed the product. We listened to your advice. And I was like, wow, what are you talking about? And so he had showed me they basically had changed the name and now it was called Leisure. And the product tasted great. It was completely reformulated. And now they're launched and they're growing in the Los Angeles market. They're doing really well. I think they're in the single millions dollar range, but growing, and they've got investors. And it was really rewarding to see that somebody took the advice and said, okay, we got to go back to the drawing board because otherwise we're just going to waste a lot of time. And so, knock on wood, they'll get someplace.